Okay. Short stream today. Short stream today. Let's get to it. Okay. Okay. What am I working on today? I think I'm gonna do some more forage handler stuff. I did get it working last night off stream for the most part, but I definitely still need to like test some stuff out. I need to test the target one out. That's one thing I need to do. You know what I should do? Stop that for a second. Let's go entity spawner. Just give me one colonist by default, and then that way we load in and we always have that colonist, hopefully. Load game. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, here I am. Here's our guy. Okay, let's see if he can do. Okay, I hit shift. I don't know if that broke the selection or not. He's still standing there. Really want him to follow me. Yeah, okay, so pressing shift breaks it, I guess. Okay, I hit escape and it just broke it. Okay, this is that stupid garbage collection issue. Let me look at this one real quick. So it's the colonist state tree. Transform data. And I would be in the interaction state right now. I would be in the interaction state. Garbage references. And the state tree colonist, what are you? Are you like good? No flags? Yeah, so you're good. And there's a transform data property, I suppose. Object property. Yeah, I don't know. I need to look at the state tree a little closer. Out data. Out data. Instanced struct container. Tick state tree data. I'm really just naming things that I see that are relevant to me. Kind of formulate a better picture. Oh my god, it's more compact state tree parameters. I hate it so much. I see no transform data here. Isabella, welcome in. Good morning. Where is... I see no transform data here. I saw something about tick state tree data. Is there transform data in there? I don't know. Instance struct container. We'll have to just restart. Trevor, welcome. Good morning. Doing some game dev today. I am working on an RPG, Colony Sim Roguelite, with procedural terrain. And I'm trying to work on the forage task today, but my state tree is being super lame. Let me look at this. So it would have been in the interaction state. There's like some transform data in here or something. I guess it would be, it's out. Oh, I know what it is. It's the get entity data. It's the get entity data. It's causing issues. Am I using that anywhere? So get entity data. What all places am I? Can I find usages? Okay, yeah. I was hoping that would return all the usages here. So I guess I should check my subtrees here. That one's good. Get entity data. I am using transform data. It's just, it's null here. So why is it getting angry at me? Huh? T object pointer. Can I do T weak pointer? No, you probably can't do T. Can you do a T weak object pointer to blueprints? I guess you can. I guess you can. I don't know. I feel like that's going to... I feel like that's going to cause issues. F out entity data. Yeah, I feel like I'm not going to be able to resolve that. T-weak object pointer. Yeah, I should really change these to instant structs. I've been kicking it around in my head for my ECS system. Did some research. It's a difficult problem to solve. There's no perfect solution. I mean, we'll see what happens. I have a feeling that this will not work in the state trees, but cross your fingers for me. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome in. I'm doing a short little stream today. I got a bunch of fucking meetings today at work, so pray for me. But I'm doing some work on my RPG Colony Sim Roguelite game with, it's got procedural terrain. That's super cool. This Python, no, not even close. It's C++. Nice try, though. See, Python would be camel cased. Or not, or sorry, snake cased. Python has snake case variables. These are Pascal case. So I would have accepted Java, but that Java is mostly camel case. I would have accepted C#, same situation. And really, actually, C++ is snake case, but this is Unreal Engine C++, so it's special. It's special. Okay, let's see how bad that looks in the state tree now. Does that still... Yeah, I can't extract it at all. Is Python easier than C++? I think most would say that, yeah. I think most would say that. Yeah, this get entity data is kind of frustrating. I want it to work, but it just doesn't. So yeah, the T-weak object pointers did not work. What are my other options? Like a T shared pointer? Is there a shared object pointer? No. T strong object pointer? That could work, right? No, it cannot. Okay, so we're stuck with T object pointers. I wonder if a raw pointer would be better, maybe? Okay, we're just gonna ignore that issue, because I think I'm gonna refactor my ECS system eventually. I'm gonna keep kicking that can down the road as far as it can go. And I'll just wait for it to shoot me in the foot later. What are you working on? This is a video game in Unreal Engine. It's a RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural terrain. It'll have AI generated quests as well. I'll show it here in a second once this boots up. Once this boots up, I'll show the procedural terrain and everything. I've been working on some colonist tasks these past few days. So you can recruit colonists in the world and send them to go do like construction and stuff like that, you know. Get these out of here. Okay, so here's the procedural terrain. Here it goes. Look at it. I'm quite proud of it. So I will have more biomes and more different looking terrain, different terrain features and stuff. We do have underground caves, which is a huge, honestly, pain in the ass. Is this Python? God damn it, it's not Python, guys. Jesus Christ, it's not even close. Python is not Pascal case. You can see the CPP files up here as well. You're better than this. You guys are better than this. Come on, YouTube chat. I know you know better. C++. It is unreal. No one makes games in Python. Okay, I'm sure there are some people that do, but it's C++. It is C++. So here's the game. So here's the world map. I am in apparently the Obsidian Sea. So these are AI generated zone names. Oh, we're right next to the land of the unicorns. Blightwood Thicket right over there. That's a nice name. Cinder Wastes. Pine Haven. Iron Pink Ridge. Grimfang Wood. See, those are some, we got some good names in here. Mistwood Hollow. No, you're good. You don't have to. Sorry, it's just, I know there are other people who aren't as familiar with programming as I am, or who have not been doing it as long as I have been doing it. So it's entertaining to me that this looks like Python to some people. Not your fault. What is better for scripting games, Lua or C++? Probably whatever the engine that you're using supports. So I am in Unreal Engine, so the answer to that would be Blueprints, actually. C++ is like JavaScript. No, God, no. No, it's not at all. Oh my God, you guys. You guys are cracking me up this morning. I think C++ and JavaScript could not be any more different. Okay, so we got a bogey here. Nice. Okay. Let me grab a colonist here. Let me grab one of these guys. Nia Goldstone. Okay, so we've got the AI generated quests. So I'm gonna generate a quest. Let's look at your shit here. So I have AI generated backgrounds and stuff too. So this is a 26-year-old female dwarf hunter, apparently. She is friendly and resilient. Nia grew up in a large, loving family where she learned the importance of community and compassion. Her warmth and spirit make her a friend to all she meets, and her determination to overcome any challenge inspires those around her. So heartwarming. Okay, what quest do you have for me? What's your name again? Nia Goldstone. Okay, so we got the response back from the API. Fallon, good to see you. My name is Fallon Everwood, apparently. I hate to trouble you, especially since... Oh God, I can't read it. My UI sucks. Okay, I'm gonna skip that sentence. Something's wrong, real wrong. The animals are restless, the plants are wilting before their time, and there's this feeling. A heavy sadness in the air. It's most prominent down near the Whispering Falls. I've tried tracking whatever's causing it, but the trail vanishes near the water. I'd track down the source myself if I could, but, well, truth be told, I haven't been feeling myself lately. My aim's been off since this started, and I've been tripping over my own feet more than usual, like the earth's not solid anymore. Given your connection to the spirits and nature and such, I guess I'm a shaman or a druid or something. I was hoping you could investigate. See if you can figure out what's poisoning the land, bring back any clues, perhaps? I know this is not very hunter-like, but I suspect something more than just an animal is causing this. And so I have here on the left my, like, quest panel here. The Whispering Blight is the quest name. Nia Goldstone asked me to investigate a sickness affecting the forest near Whispering Falls. Animals are restless and plants are dying prematurely. I need to go back to Whispering Falls and investigate the source of blight. Got a clues, report back. Okay, but then we have my my objectives here that the AI put into like a JSON object for me. And so I took that JSON, I put it into C++ structs, and now I have this like quest struct that I can actually like complete and stuff, you know. Explore Whispering Falls, interact with investigate blight, obtain gather clues, talk to Nia Goldstone. So those are my like objectives. And then I got some different response options. What do you mean restless animals? Skittish, aggressive, more than usual, even for wolves. They're acting like something's driving them mad. Why do you suspect something more than just an animal is causing this? The way the plants are dying, it's unnatural. Feels like they're light. Now, see, the problem is it's going to be really hard to get this quest like actually embedded into the game and actually grounded and make sense and stuff like that. What do you mean you aren't feeling like yourself? I'm a resilient dwarf and hunter, but lately I feel sick to my core, like something is messing with my head and making me dumber. Okay. I'll investigate the blight. And also, by the way, join my colony. God, fucking gnat in here. Okay. Okay, canceling interaction doesn't work. But I can do some things like let's just place some buildings there. Do task, construct anywhere. Yeah. Now he's going to go construct these buildings for me. I'm generating a bunch of debug drawings every frame, which is not good. There we go. Is that state machine? Yeah, Unreal Engine has state trees, which is their state machine solution. Do you think that someone should learn C++ if he wants to have the best performance on anything, even web applications? No, you should use the best tool for the job. For web applications, that would be JavaScript. And yeah, I mean, no. Short answer is no. Like, for most things, you don't need to be performant in. Like, if you're just doing web development, you don't really need to be that performant, unless you're doing things at a crazy scale, you know? And those are yacht problems, you know? So, oftentimes, you'll see a lot of startups opt to use a quicker to use language. You know, Netflix use JavaScript to get off the ground fast, you know, and they still use it a lot, even though it's not the most performant language. So, once you scale up and get the number of users that would require that level of performance, that's a good problem to have, right? So it's more about getting out off the ground fast than it is about being performant all the time. This is some nice CSS and HTML. Yeah, that's what this is made out of. No programming language. You did abstraction for your character design. I learned that in comp science. Not sure what you're talking about there, bud. I like state machine design patterns. I understand exit state. Yeah, I prefer the state tree over the Unreal Engine has another solution called a behavior tree, which is not quite as performant. But I do prefer the state trees, but the state trees are in development right now, so they can be a bit buggy. My entire player controller is in the state tree. That sounds like a terrible idea. That sounds like a fucking terrible idea. What game? This is my game I'm working on. It doesn't really have a name yet. It's just called My Project. For tonight. Yeah, Fortnite. Netflix backend also with Java. Yeah, I'm sure they use a lot of things in the backend, but I do know they use JavaScript and Node in some places. Yeah, dynamic tree chopping. My tree chop sound kind of sucks, and so does my tree chop animation. But yeah, so it's a static mesh, and then like wherever the axe connects, I can actually like edit the mesh at runtime, which I've not seen other games do yet. Maybe there are some other games out there. But yeah, chop down trees. I got some wood now, and if I were actually building some non-dummy things, you know, I could throw together a little house here. Actually, I don't like that one there. All placeholder assets here. These are like free assets I've just picked up over the years. So yeah, there's a bit of the game. I want to work on foraging though, so we got these like little mushrooms that you can run and pick up. I need to send some of these guys to like pick some up. I want to select target. Does he do it? He didn't do it. Okay. He did not do it. So I guess I want to open the NPC character here. So I use an ECS system for my entities because I want to run the whole world at all times, like even when the player's not around. So state trees are important for that. I do a lot of things on the background thread. My entities aren't always actors. They're only actors when the player is very close, and then they swap to a vertex animated instant static mesh. So I have a lot of, you know, I'm doing it on hard mode basically. It's not always straightforward. But let me look at the select target thing here, which is exactly where I was. Like the idea where it builds stuff for you in PC. Yeah, so that's the Colony Sim side of the game, you know. If it's within area, select area. Okay, so let's just see. Yeah, did I even get the I don't even know if I got a hit on. Is it a? We'll see if it's a valid one. I guess it's probably the first place I should check. Okay, let's put a breakpoint there. Oh god, I fucked him up. Okay. ECS is performing right, correct. Precisely why I am using it. Okay. Step forward. Step forward. Select target. If it's a building object, it is valid. Otherwise, cast it to an environment. That's good. It is not empty, which is true. So it is a valid. Yeah, it's a valid, which is good. That's what we want. Now I need you to actually go do it. False. So we go here. Get task type from hit result. Forage. Good. Good. Get instance ID from hit result. Now there is... Base index is 32. Item is negative... No, item is 4. Okay. Item is 4. Can you explain a bit what you mean by vertex animated instance? Yeah, so... There's a technique called vertex animated textures, or VAT. And what you can do is you can take your animations and you can bake them into textures. And what that allows you to do is you can create a shader that can take those textures and do a world position offset based on the... you basically cache all the bone transforms of your what would be a skeletal mesh, which is like kind of an expensive static mesh that moves a lot. And you cache the entire skeletal mesh. You make a static mesh version of it, which means it doesn't move at all. But then your shader can use this baked texture of bone transforms and animation to deform the static mesh, effectively meaning that you can animate on the GPU, right? So that world position offset is a way that you can make it look like something has moved when it actually hasn't. And it's just a really cheap way to do it because it runs entirely on the GPU. So that's what a vertex animated instant static mesh is. And an instant static mesh is like a... If you're going to render a bunch of the same static mesh, you should do it instanced because you're going to save draw calls that way. So rather than having one draw call for every static mesh, you only have one for all of the same static mesh, right? So it's very, very... When I say VAT animated instant static meshes, it's very, very performant. Animation is effectively free. You know, it runs entirely on the GPU. Yeah. So very, very efficient. And that's what, whenever they have the health bars above their head, they're actors. And whenever those go away, they're vertex animated static meshes. And they're pretty close. They look pretty good, if I do say so myself. Okay, so... Terrain chunk. Oh, we're doing the actor. Maybe I should do the component. Although, yeah, that's not really the best example of where something is for this case. Duration type forever, task not start. Okay, so I do give it the right task. So let's throw some breakpoints in here. Where do I want a breakpoint at? I suppose I'll throw one in here. Task type should equal target. Yeah, so let's throw that in there and we'll see what's going on. Okay, I didn't hit it at all. I didn't hit it at all. Okay, so we should have ended interaction in select target mode. Do we actually get there? He's like stuck. Yeah, we do get there. This is UE5, yes? Yes. You seem professionally good in Unreal. I've just been doing it in my free time, hobby stuff, really. Okay, can you try that one? No, okay, you can't. What if let's just go forage. Okay, yeah, that's an assertion, ignore that. Anywhere. Okay, he's like legit stuck. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna restart this. Of course, the nav mesh just kind of gave up on me there. Don't know anything about this stuff, but I do CNC programming and AutoCAD design. And decided to try and teach myself UE5. Any advice? I mean, I just, my preferred method of learning is to learn by doing. So you'll have to figure out how you learn best. Really, it's the answer. You gotta figure out how to ask the right questions. Okay, so I'm gonna just do a serialized version of the procedural terrain. That way we don't get like tons and tons of entities spawned, and then I can use the visual logger a little bit more effectively to track down what's going on here. But yeah, I like to learn by doing, so I like to have a project to apply knowledge to. That's how it actually like gets solidified in my mind. So I actually do the learning part of learning things. If I were to follow a tutorial or a course, you know, I would just follow along with it, and I don't really ever feel like I'm doing things myself when I'm doing that. And so I just kind of go through the motions, and I don't actually solidify any knowledge. Okay, so join my colony. So I'm sure the same way that you figure out how to do CNC design stuff by Google searching and asking the right questions. The same can apply to Unreal Engine and game development. So that's actually the Vertex animated guide right there. And so like you couldn't even tell, right? So now he's an actor. Now he's Vertex animated. So he's going around and picking up all the mushrooms. Okay, you skipped the closest one. Not sure why you took that path. Okay. The path you're choosing is very suboptimal, my dude. Xenon Sunstone is his name. He's going for it. He is doing it. Okay, what happened there? Shit, I didn't have the vlogger running. I meant to have the vlogger running. Can you link us a poster guide for this that you used? I mean, as I just said, I don't really learn by following guides or tutorials, and also everything that I have. There's no one guide that encompasses everything I have here. You will have to figure it out on your own. If you have a specific question as to how I did a specific part of what you see here, I can give you a specific answer. I prefer the scenic route. Yeah, you could say that. Or this guy prefers the scenic route, yeah. Both are true. Okay, let me open up the vlogger. Okay. Oh, I have... Okay, we gotta restart. I have way too many entities here. Leave him alone, he has ADHD. Yeah, sorry. I'm not being very tolerant at my... Oh, the VAT. Okay. I actually can. I can give you something for that. I actually can. There you go. That is... He's got a couple videos on it, so look at his channel. After you watch that one, look at his channel for the other ones. But yeah, that would be what I followed to do the Vertex animated textures. Okay, join my colony. Yeah, let me get the vlogger going. Okay, stop for a second, clear it. Okay, do task. I need to select a target. Okay. And the target gets all fucked up. Okay, let's go select a target here. So I can't sprint for some reason. Okay, it still doesn't... Oh, is it because the interaction ends? Is that why? No, come here, come here. Yeah, it ends when I get too far away. Okay, so there's the bug. I don't know why I stopped the game. I didn't need to do that. Okay, so maybe end interaction if too far. That would be in my character base. Maybe end interaction if too far. You should be in select target mode. Why is that doing anything? Yeah, that should not be getting hit. We'll load again. We'll load again. Yeah, I'm working on an RPG, Colony Sim Roguelite combo, which is a combo I've not seen done before. And with procedural terrain. So I'm making a game that like I want to play and that I can play forever, which is why I'm doing like all the procedural stuff and the AI generated quests and stuff like that. Oh my god, so this gets hit every time. Every frame? Okay, we need to fix that. Or I guess if it's only if interacting with is valid, right? So let's put the breakpoint there, and we won't hit it every time. Okay. Okay. We have to put the breakpoint there. Okay. Join my colony. Welcome aboard. Okay, select target. Okay, something else is happening then. It's not that. Where's my perform target trace? That should be happening like on tick, right? Where's tick at? Yeah. Yeah, definitely not happening. Okay, now it's just completely broken. Yeah, okay, so we should get there eventually, right? No. Oh, yep, there we go. So we're not in select target mode anymore. Oh, is it because interacting character got removed? Let me look at the stack trace here. Well, I guess it's on tick, so I wouldn't really get a good stack trace. So is the target PC or Android? It's not. It's definitely not Android. This is not a mobile game. What is in select target mode? That should only be like end select target mode. That should be the only way I get there. Okay, I got there there. What is causing that? Let me look up the in select target mode here. That's what actually removes the tag, so it should be somewhere. Somewhere should be reaching that. Yes, yes, yes. What? Why does the trace stop? $12 from release, it'll go mobile. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, why are we not continuing to do this? Okay, so the only other option I think is... Let me check here. So I am here. Let me open up the debug thingy. What is my data flow for the NPC character? Oh my god, there's way too many. I don't know which one this is. Shit, okay. Boy, I wish debugging blueprints was a lot easier. Oh, we're on 9. Okay, so that at least tells me which one I'm on. That'll work. I can work with that. 9. What is your interacting with character? Is it null? Is that what happens? Thank you. Thank you for that. BP 9. I need 9. There we go. Interacting with character is null. Okay, so that's the issue. Why does interacting with character go null? Riddle me that. Where are you getting set at? Handle end interaction. Okay, we can throw a breakpoint there. Oh, flash flood warning. Fascinating. That is literally the only place that it's actually getting set. Why? So why is handle... I guess I set it in parent interact, right? So let's look at the interact function too. So I would be setting it there. Wait, what? I asked for all instances of interacting with character, and it neglected to mention this one. Oh my god. Okay, so on interact as well, I suppose, which doesn't make sense. Yes, I know that that happens. Yep, okay, all that happens. So we set interacting character. It is set, confirmed. Select target. It is literally... Oh, is it just because I'm looking away? Wait, why does it stop? Look how far away I can look. And then I get over here and it stops. Okay, that's weird. That is weird. I do have draw debug set to true. So wait, is it happening in those frames? Okay, so I'm not seeing the draw debug. Is it still going? No, it's not. How on earth? What is happening here? Oh, is it because I'm not, oh, I know what it is. I know what the issue is. Okay. Yeah, that's actually a hard problem to solve. So, you'll notice the guy isn't there. There's no one behind me. Now there is. There's no one there. Why is this? That's part of my ECS system. He get all of the actors behind, or all the entities behind me get called because they're not on screen. Right? And so that's what's happening here. I turn far enough and he gets called and he gets turned off. Oh, I knew I shouldn't have been putting all of this in the NPC character, and I was like, you know what? I'll just deal with that when I come to it. Okay, so my options are... I did want to make him follow the player whenever the player is giving him a command. Oh, scary. My dog is afraid of the thunder. It's okay. It's okay. You're a brave little girl. What are you doing? Okay, she wants to go. So it's my own... that is intentional, that it gets cleaned up, so... All of this logic, though... basically needs to move. It needs to live outside of this. Okay. So I'm not gonna do that right now.
Hey guys, in this video we're gonna take a...
I'm not gonna do that right now, but I do need to write it down. Get rid of this. Tasks, we want to... Colonist interaction options outside of NPC class, actor, so that it doesn't get called. I don't know where it should go. Probably just on the proxy actor. Probably on proxy actor. I had to go to work, but I enjoyed watching. Dropped a sub. Thank you for that. So when you're live again, I can watch and study while I practice. Hell yeah. Have a great day. You too. You too, my dude. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the sub. Yeah, so we should probably move all of the interaction to the proxy actor. And then this actor, all it does is forward its interactions to the proxy actor. Proxy actor is an actor that basically, it doesn't tick or do anything. It's just there to kind of hold information for the entity. And it doesn't actually have like a physical representation or anything. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do there. That sounds right. But I don't think that's, I think what I want to do is just make the colonist follow the player during interaction. I think that's the better move. So let's stop this. Let's go ahead and work on that. So we'll need to open up the colonist state tree. Colonist root. Yeah, so we have this interaction state here. I do already have an entity move to task. There is no path though. So I guess I need to add the pathfinding. I just do it for rotation. Entity find path. Yeah, I want to return failed there. Target location is the same as actor in there. Get actor transform. No, that's the colonist. Oh, it is the interacting with actor. Okay, no, yeah, that is correct, actually. That is correct. So that's our target location. Max distance from target location. Continuous tracking, yeah. Output path, that's all fine. So bind the path, return failed, rotate along path. Yeah, I think so. Default speed, yeah, we'll just do, I would like some settings to make sure that the speed of the entity matches up with the speed of whatever they're following. That would be a nice setting. But I only have locations as targets here. I don't have like actors or anything. Stop move on overlap, yeah. Keep rotating though. Acceptance radius 30. Acceptance radius can be a little bit longer than that. Let's go like 200 for acceptance radius. My god, it just started pouring outside. My goodness. Let's just do running for now. I don't want him to sprint because that's just gonna look really weird, but we'll just do running for now. So hopefully that just works. Hopefully I built this move to task well. We'll see. We'll see how reusable it is. Okay, we're loading right now. We're loading. I know it's nothingness is happening, but things are happening, I promise you. There we go. See, I told you. You didn't trust me, did you? It's okay. I don't trust myself sometimes. Come here, dude. Let's see if you follow me when we're interacting. Yeah, let's get rid of all these like breakpoints and stuff. Type of GPU am I running? I have a 3080 Ti. My dog does not like what's happening outside. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's working. It's working. Moxie, it's okay. Come here. Oh, God. Are you okay? So she wants to protect the house from the thunder. Okay, yeah, so now this is kind of like a... Now he stays an actor because he's close enough to me. So, yeah. Okay, let's go. Follow me. Let's go find something for you to pick. To forage. Okay. Okay, so we got there. So I want to make sure, before I continue, that I have the breakpoints I want. I do want to see that. And we have that, so we should get there as well. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we did get here. So maybe it'll work this time. Maybe it was just because of the actor. Interactable, yeah, instance ID. We have one. Do I need to make sure to set anything else here? Move to location, focal location. Is what I don't have set. Okay, so I think what I can do here... Okay, so for these two tasks, I am setting the interactable and the instance ID. I'm doing it here as well. This is for when I'm doing it within an area. This is for when I've selected a target for the colonist to forage. But I think I just want to like... I think I just want to like copy this, because this all is going to be common. Right? It's all going to be common. So I'm just going to say auto ISMC equals cast. And do I care about it being cast to my instance static mesh class? Closest in area dot item. Wait, what? Oh, so I'll have to grab that. That's fine. That's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. So closest to interactable. Yeah, I think I just want this as a U instanced static mesh component. It's kind of an ugly signature, but is what it is. Oh no, I do want it as mine. I do want it as mine. Cisco username. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Good morning to you. I feel like my Twitch viewers are not updating right now. Anyways, yeah, thank you. Welcome. So the get instance bounds, I think I should make that static. I should make that static, shouldn't I? ISMC target task target component. Yeah, so I'm setting it back onto the task, which it should already be set there to begin with for the target. And we'll just do an else if here. I'm glad to see someone who's actually coding without using AI assistance. Yeah, I don't think AI would be very good for what I'm doing right now. Yeah. I do use it sometimes. Like, the more general something is, the better AI is going to be at it due to its power of, you know, statistical analysis and pattern matching. But yeah, when it comes to game development, turns out you're making a lot of bespoke solutions for your game, right? Game in Unreal Engine? Yes, it is Unreal Engine. Yep. But like, I do have Copilot, right? I seem to have lost my options for it, but know that you are giving your data to Google train their AI in this game making region. What part of what I'm... First of all, I work for Google, disclaimer. But second of all, no part of what I'm doing has any interaction with Google. No part of what I'm doing. Like, I use Copilot, which is Microsoft. I'm using Rider, which is JetBrains. I'm using Unreal Engines, which is Epic. No part of that is Google. You thought you really got me with that one, huh? What are you working on? I'm working on a video game. This is I'm working on an RPG Colony Sim Roguelite with procedural destructible terrain. I'm breakpointed right now because we're trying to get a task, colonist task working properly here. But I need to take the ISMC now, or rather the instance ID. I need to get the index from that. Can I just do index? Get as index? I don't know. Does that work? It just returns the ID, which is not always going to be what I need. So this is going to be instance index. Get instance index for ID. Yeah. Slap that in there. Yeah, I do use AI for some things. The more, like I said, the more general something is, the more useful AI is for it. And like, I get a lot of people that come in here and just say, oh, just use AI. Like, it's, bro, these are all my own systems that I've written over the past 3 years, like almost 3 years. So AI is not really gonna understand the best practices of what's right for my system very well. But I have like, I do have some like math utils that I've written, well, that I've prompted. Like a DDA traversal, a 3D DDA traversal algorithm. I fucking used AI for that because like this is kind of a pain to write. It turns out, and AI, you know, it's an algorithm that's been solved 100 times over, so AI is really good at that. Same with a box cylinder overlap. Like I don't need to understand the geometry, box to box, an oriented box to box intersection. Those are all like I prompted for those, and it's really nice for that. But when I'm working within a very specific system, AI is not going to understand. And it's honestly, AI is not that great at game dev when it comes to prompting for game dev solutions. So yeah, let's make this get instance bounds. I want to make this a static. Yeah, this should be a static function. So let's go into my generic utils here, which is the best name that you could ever come up with for a class. And I'm just gonna fucking jam so much functionality into this one fucking class of just generic utility functions. Interaction. Now this is kind of like a MISC thing. I don't think I have anything here for like instant static meshes or anything. Yeah, let's just throw it at the top in the okay, let's do this. Yeah, so give me callable pure. It's going to be static, return an F box, get instance bounds. And so I will need that to take in a U instance static mesh component, ISMC. And I do need the instance, we do everything by instance IDs here. No instance indexes, so F primitive instance ID. Okay, give me that. And I'm just gonna fucking copy pasta here. Rip that out. There. There we go. Beautiful. So now we're going to just delete that. And then I can use the generic utils, and I don't have to cast to my class anymore, which is wonderful. So we've decoupled that. Is it hard getting into game dev? It kind of depends on what you're trying to do. I definitely did it the hard way. When I started learning, or trying to learn, it was about 2.5 years ago. I didn't know anything about C++, didn't know anything about game dev, didn't know anything about Unreal Engine, didn't know anything about procedural generation. And I tried to do all of that at once. So wouldn't recommend that. That was pretty difficult, but you know, you can get a pretty rudimentary, you know, 2D platformer that's like the hello world of game dev going pretty easily, you know. The game engines that are out there, Unity, Unreal Engine, Godot, they're all quite nice to get into for the easy things. Yes, import that. And we'll do the same thing here. Interact with object. Yeah, give me the same thing here. Yeah, I know it hurts. I know it hurts. Just show me where it hurts and I'll fix it for you. No worries. All right. So yeah, we've refactored a bit here. We've refactored a bit here. And then I don't want to return true there, because I want to set it on the task day. Well, wait, what did I just do here? Else if... Yeah, this is my added information. Yeah, so this is... Yeah. No, this is good. This is good. My generic utils, get instance bounds. I am on the instance, so I can just do this. Beautiful. Is that the only one left? Yeah, that's the only one left. Okay. Okay, so we're going to set interactable and instance ID if it's target from the task to handle, because it'll already have that information on there. And then if we're within area, we need to basically get all the points within the area is essentially what we need to do there, which maybe I should pop that out into a function. Could help readability. I mean, it already kind of is in a function. Yeah, it's already in a reusable function, so it's pretty good already. God, so many fucking windows. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking at that. I just want to make sure we got everything going here. I set the interactable and ISMC to the closest in area dot item. If we have an ISMC in the interactable at this point, excuse me, then it will have gotten set from one of these two. If we don't, then we fall through here, which is not what we want to do. Which is not what we would want to do. But I mean, we should, right? Yeah, because if it's not here, I return false. Arjun Cloud Hurry. Child Hurry. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Willkommen, mein Freund. Yeah, so if we don't have one, it should already return here. I wonder if I should just say if target or within area go in here. And then I can do the handling in there too. I don't know. Just trying to think of the best way to make this readable in the future. Because it's getting a little, it's getting very conditiony. RTX, what will be your choice of bot today? I don't know. Haven't researched enough. I am partial to NVIDIA graphics cards, though. NVIDIA seems to have better technology. DLSS and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I think this will work for now, but on the off case that there's nothing in the area, this would fall through and start searching within a radius, which is not. Let's just wrap this. So if task the handle dot task target type. Oh, can I do this? Let's see, dot put anywhere or within radius. Oh, I can't do something like that, huh? I can't inline. Okay. Okay, we'll just manually check. There's only two of them, so it's not like within radius or anywhere. There we go. So basically wrap all of that. Not everything. Welcome in. Hello. Yeah, and I mean, I guess the, yeah, all of this is the same, actually. All of that is the same. So really that can get moved down as well. Yeah, okay. This is kind of, yeah, this will work, okay. Move that even further down. Okay, so that's a bit more self-explanatory. We can do an else if again to show that only one of these is going to get hit ever. Yeah, so this is for foraging within a radius or foraging anywhere, which is kind of a dangerous thing, right? And I'm going to need some like searching logic. I will need some searching logic, which is going to be interesting. Because I can't just like check for all forageable items within... Like if the player says, hey, go forge stuff anywhere, like I can't just... What I have now is it just increases the area and just keeps checking for forageable items. But then that means the colonist just automatically knows where something is, like miles away, which isn't necessary. That's not like very balanced or anything. Right, back still. Wow, still what code? Are you memorize that? Oh no, you don't memorize code. That's not what you do. Or just know what to do, I wonder. No, you just remember. You don't remember anything. You can follow the logic. That's what you do. You just need to understand logic, and then the code will tell you. It will speak to you. You can just read it. And if you've written it properly, if you've written it well, you can read it easily. More easily, at least. Okay, so, and if we get, if else, return false here, I suppose. Right. I'm using HTML, CSS, and JS for a text-based game with a live map. Do you think that will work out for me? Is it necessary that I use Python? I mean, that's totally fine. You can do that, yeah? Nothing wrong with that. If you're just doing it for fun, you know, fun little browser game or something, yeah, go for it. Kind of depends on what your goals are, though. What are your goals? I guess. Are you just trying to have fun? Are you trying to get better at HTML, CSS, and JavaScript? Are you, you know, trying to get people to play your game? You know, are you trying to have a commercial success? You know, are you trying to learn about game dev? Depends on what your goals are. Okay, so if I'm just gonna say if we need to flip this. If radius greater than or equal to max radius, we need to fail. End goal, huge MMO. Yeah. I'm sorry, but HTML, CSS, JavaScript, probably not going to be great for that. Although a browser-based MMO is interesting. It is interesting. I do need to be right back, though. So I'm going to take a quick break. And we'll be back for some more. So BRB. Thank you for your patience. We're back. Can it translate well to app dev? I'm gonna say no. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, probably not. You'd be better off doing something like, well, I don't know, the JavaScript maybe. Because like React Native is app. So JS can help you there. So maybe slightly, but maybe not perfectly. Okay, do I have my logic right here? Oh, that's just an else, so we don't need that there. Yeah, and this is a fall through. So this is like the no points found now, so get rid of that. Yeah, let's do enter here. Build, no points found. We'll just keep that there just to keep moving forward. So let's run live coding here. We can hop into the game and see if we can actually forge stuff now. Yeah, this is getting kind of large. I kind of want to pop some of these bad boys out here. And this now actually environment item SBC index to ID. Yeah, I mean, I guess I might as well return false there. I mean, let's just do a let's do one of these bad boys here. We'll do that. Okay, run live coding again. Gabex, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Welcome in. Okay, we good? Okay, let's load up here. Let's load up. Anyone an AoE 2 fan? Age of Empires 2? Old game. Great music though, which is what this is a cover of. Okay, so here's my world. It's a procedural terrain here. So this is, you know, there's supposed to be terrain chunks under here. I just don't generate all of them for testing purposes, you know? Wait, why is my, whoops, my forest PCG graph is not working? Say my name. No. I think I'm loading serialized points actually here. So there's not supposed to be, there is not supposed to be trees underground. Although that does look kind of cool. That does look kind of cool. But anyways, you, sir. Let's get out the vlogger. I have it. There we go. Okay, join my colony. I need you to forage. Well, no, we're going to try the select task version. Come with me. Follow me, sir. Okay. Start the vlogger. Go. Okay. Do we have a valid ISMC? We do. We do. Okay. He got it. Yay. He did it. And what did I get here? So first of all, the task should be reset now. We should no longer have a task here at some point. It's just set to task failed. Okay, so we need to fix that. We don't want that lingering around. Move too much. Failed invalid interactable ISMC. How do you generate the terrain? I have 3 different compute shaders that I run. One of them is for the height map that does several things. Another one is for the 3D noise, which is like the underground caves and stuff. I have multiple 3D noises that it intersects together. And then the third compute shader is a custom marching cubes compute shader that stitches them all together. And then once I get the results from that one, then I can build a dynamic mesh from the vertices and indices that are output from marching cubes. And that's how I do it. That's the high level of how I do it. Okay, so I don't think I should be getting the... failed here. Failed invalid interactable ISMC. Interact with objects. So I think I want to see this. Okay, the interact finished that frame. Okay. But we never, like... I should have returned succeeded, no? Instance data return status. Can you terraform? Yes. Well, it's just kind of proof of concepted at the moment, but I will have deformable terrain, yes. It doesn't work very well at the moment. Let me see if I can find some place to show it. There we go. There's the destructible terrain. So it doesn't, obviously it doesn't look good, but yeah, I need to retexture it and stuff. And the amount of vertices that it creates is like so many, right? Like there's so many verts there that is so unnecessary. But yeah, you can have destructible terrain. You failed and you bored me. Well, no one is forcing you to stay here. You are very demanding and entitled, so you can leave whenever you'd like. Preferably sooner rather than later. If I had to choose. Let's see here. So, yeah, I don't want the interact with task to continue running, and I feel like it shouldn't have. Was it just not ticking or something? Let me see. Update within... Yeah, I don't know if you ever ticked again. Or if you did, the return status didn't seem to... You know what I want? First of all, if interaction is pending, I don't think I want to do anything. And the interact with the object happens on interstate and then on tick, but it only happens afterwards. So I want to know when I hit that. That's what I want to know. Okay, so live coding there. Live coding there. It technically did work, and then I want to make sure I reset the colonist task too. So that would probably be in process colonist task. It should have gotten here, right? Oh yeah, but I don't, yeah, I need to like reset it. Yeah. Which this doesn't make sense, but it will in the future, trust me. Trust me, bro. Okay, run that. So yeah, we should... Failed, invalid, interactable, ISMC. Wait, is that what I see? Oh, that is what I see. Oh. Oh, poop. People order our patties. So I did get here. So I returned failed here, rather than, return succeeded, so the state tree retries. How do I handle construction? What do I do here? I do a lot more in the handle task, I suppose. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then I can get rid of this, right? Interact with payload, move to location, get bounds radius. Yeah, so this is all going to now be handled by this section. Let me just put, I'm going to put a comment here. So I'm going to say like once interactable and instance ID are set, we can fill out the rest of the payload. Yeah. Basically. Yeah. If task to handle target type equals anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. We returned failed here. Yeah. So I never return true, really. Unless there's one case that I return true in. But I want the task to succeed at some point, right? I want the task to succeed at some point. And for the target, what do I do here for construction? Interactable, not equal to null pointer. Yeah, I could do that as well. But building, yeah, I just do more checking here, right? If there is a target actor. Yeah, I guess I'm checking if it's built. Yeah. So it's weird because like for construction I can check if the building is built, but for foraging it's like it's just if it's not there anymore. If it doesn't exist in the world anymore. Which can also be the failure case, right? Like we didn't get a correct thing to forage, because like if you think about two entities going to forage the same mushroom, one could get there first, forage it, which would be a success, and then the other one would get there and it wouldn't be there anymore, right? So that would be the failure. I would like to capture both of those cases. Now that would be in the interact with object task that those happen in. That would be right here. You know, like right here. Update current colonist task. I could do that, but then it's going to be very specific as to the task type and stuff, whether or not it's successful. Yeah, I don't know how I want this to work, because there's so many different task types, right? Or task like target, duration, combos. The duration is like, do it forever, do it a certain number of times, do it until the colony has a certain amount of resources, do it for a specified amount of times. Or until a certain date time. There's like targets. Go do the one-off thing. Go do it anywhere. Go do it within a radius. Do it within an area. You know? So it's like every combination of those has like some different logic as to what success is, right? I missed the answer. Does it translate well to app dev? I mean, it could. I would encourage you to learn more about app development if that's what you're going for, and then you will understand better how it translates to app development. The short answer is somewhat, but if you're trying to do app development, there are better things to do for that. We do have the update current colonist task as a flag here. And I guess I don't know the logic for... I mean, I guess that's what the handler could be used for. There could be a forage handler. I get the default object on it. Yeah, there could be a... Yeah, let's do that. I kind of like that. Because I'm gonna need this for a bunch of other tasks. ufunc, blueprint native event, blueprint callable, bool for handle interact finished. I don't know, is bool right? bool right? Yeah, I think you're returning an E state free run status could be good. No, I think just void actually. I think just void. I just want to keep it simple. Graphics really won't be a factor with what I'm working on. Again, think about what your goals are with the project. If you're asking about app dev, so I'm inclined to think that your goal is to learn more about app development, which making a game in the browser is not going to help you with that very much. Again, think about your goals, look into things like app development and what you need to do for that. And then it should become more clear as to what you can do to pursue that. What are my target for today? I mean, I don't really have like targets or anything. I'm just working on foraging some more. I do need this. If instance data, if we do have update current colonist task, then I need to get like the the handlers are on here. Yeah. So let's do this. Let me actually put that below. This interaction pending can be false there. I actually put that at the bottom. The colony data. There's my colony data. Get CDO any thread. super annoying. There we go. So if I have the CDO, one moment. Okay. Okay, if we have the CDO, which we should, right? We basically always should. And I can inline that, which is gonna look a little ugly. A little uggo here. CDO handle interact finished. I guess it should take in like whether it was well, no, I only want if finished. If finished and that. Okay. And hopefully, so this basically should only get called if they were the ones that finished it. I hope. I actually don't know. Yeah, I think I need to return an interact result rather than just a Boolean. Yeah, I may need to make that refactor someday. Because if you picture, like, I'm eventually going to have, like, foraging skills, you know? Like, because right now they just pick it up instantly. But eventually, there will be like a timed thing based on your skill level. How fast can you pick it up, kind of thing, and how much do you get from it? What's your yield? And so you could have one guy go over there, start interacting with it, start foraging it, and another guy go over there and start foraging it. You know, and then right now my interact function just returns whether or not it's finished, and not whether or not they were the ones that completed it, right? Now with something like construction, they can all complete it. They all get that completion because multiple people can construct something and make it go faster. So with foraging, I would need something like that. But for now, I think this is going to be fine. Handle, interact, finished. So let's override that here. So the yield percent of the forage, sorry, the yield percent of the forage quality based on what quality the items is, or so if you've ever played a game like a RimWorld, and that's kind of what I'm basing it off of. So in RimWorld, every colonist has like a skill level for all the things that they can do. And yeah, that looks something like this, right? Here's like a skill tree for a colonist. The fire is like a passion, which means they enjoy doing it, so they get a mood buff when they're doing it, and they also learn it faster. And so this guy's a really good medic, social, intellectual, and so like plants is 0. So this guy sucks at plants, which means it not only takes him longer, but the amount of yield that he gets when he harvests a plant is very low. And he also has a very high chance to botch it entirely, meaning he gets nothing from it. So something like that is what I'm thinking of, right? And so as they level up, they'll get more yield, it'll go a little bit faster, you know, that kind of thing. And this is just an example of the skills. I'll probably have some slightly different ones. Definitely gonna have construction, mining, cooking. I'm gonna call it foraging plants, because there can also be, I think foraging and harvesting are gonna be 2 different things for me, potentially. And maybe it's all under one skill, we'll see. Animals, eventually, that's pretty far down the road for me though. Crafting, I'm gonna split into different types of crafting. I don't think I'll have an artistic, at least not at first, that's for sure. I don't know what kind of medical things I'm going to have, because in my game there are heals, so it's like the medical. I do really like RimWorld's medical system, where like pawns can get, your colonists can get like diseases and infections, and like they can lose arms and they can bleed out, and you need a good medic to like save them and patch them up and tend to them. I do really like that system, but it's like, how do you marry that with a Holy Trinity type RPG, right? That's going to be, I need to do some more thinking on that to understand how they relate to each other. We'll definitely have a social stat. I do need to come up with what that means though. Like, what does that impact? In RimWorld, that impacts caring for children. That impacts being a warden for prisoners. Like, you can recruit prisoners better if you have high social stat. I think it improves relations between colonists, but I'm not actually sure. I'm not sure. RimWorld, yes. Yes, RimWorld. Good. It also impacts how good you are at being like a religious leader or a colony leader, or also royalty, a royalty leader. So there's kind of 3 different kinds. And then intellectual is research, basically. Research and hacking. And I'll definitely have intellectual as well. I'm not gonna have shooting or melee as ones. Those are gonna be like kind of different, I guess. I don't know like how that's gonna be kind of like a completely separate tree, I think. But yeah, I'm going to base my colonist skills off of that, loosely off of that. Okay, so I do want to know. Return succeeded, so the state tree retries. Let me think here. So I would want to, I'm basically going to end up F colonist task to handle. If task to handle dot task target type equals target, then task to handle dot status equals finished. So I think I also need to just check if task status is finished, failed, basically just finished or failed. Although maybe the super could handle that. Is duration target met? Yeah. So, do I want to set it in there? I mean, I don't want to like overload this with too much. I feel like I kind of already am. Yeah, we'll just put that there. That's fine. I'll think about that later. We should split this up. Else, if it's failed, return failed. Otherwise, if there's an invalid ISMC, like we should never get here first, right? I hope not. Yeah, because it would tick from, that would happen from the game thread and interact with object. This would set it. And I hope, I'm wondering if there could be a race condition here. I mean, we'll have to see. We'll just have to see. Because if it's happening on the game thread, if interaction is pending, oh shit, I just rebuilt without meaning to. Oh well. The process colonist task could still run. I mean, I think this is fine for now. We'll just see how it works here. If task type equals target, we go finished. Otherwise, what are remind me of my other task target types here. Yeah, otherwise we just return success, right? We return succeeded here, or rather here. Because then we check for more, right? I've been working on this for about 2.5 years now. Over 2.5 years. approaching 3. Yeah, so I guess like if it's target, that's really the only way we're gonna get there. If it's anywhere, yeah, just return succeeded. Otherwise, the fill interact info is going to fill it. I should probably put some comments here on this. And I could set the task status in here, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the fill interact target info is actually necessary as a separate function. I should maybe just put it all in that function. Because now the life cycle of these tasks is a bit more obscure, which I'm not sure that I like. Okay, let's boot it up here. Okay, where's my guy at? Join my colony. I have something for you to do. I would like you to go pick something for me. You went around the tree. Pick that. Okay, return status is hopefully succeeded now. Now, that actually, we should have already hit the handle interact finished. Can I see colony data? I guess I can't see colony data from here. Okay. Or did your state? Oh, there's so many now. I think you're probably proxy actor 0. Entity 0. I mean, yeah, that looks good. I need to like pay closer attention to this though. And let's make sure our other ones work here. So, okay. I don't know why that would have gotten called there. Come here. Okay, so do task. Forage. Let's try within radius. And before I hit okay, let's start this. Forever, just until done, basically. Okay, so stop. Which ones did you return? Oh, God. Oh, okay, I didn't do it far enough away. So there's only one there. Okay, well, this is a good test. You should only do that one and then be done, essentially. Let me look at proxy actor 0. He's got his task. Moving to Forge Forever. I don't display target type on there. Ugh, okay. I don't need that breakpoint anymore, I don't think. Okay, he's gonna go pick that up, and then she should stop. Okay, wonderful. So you did get a red boy here. Failed interactable ISMC. So yeah, I want it to be set to like success or something, right? That's what I'm wanting. He did get them. He did get them. Okay, yeah, how do I want to do this? So yeah, it's technically return failed here. Technically return failed. Handle interact finished. I mean, honestly, should I just set it to it shouldn't be finished, right? Not finished. Yeah, but I guess like I can retry. Oh, this is getting so confusing the way I have it set up. I don't like that. So really the only way it should be a failure is if there was nothing in the radius, right? Or I don't know, is it always implied to be a success? If all within radius have been gotten? I feel like maybe, yeah, if we get here. Task finished. Well, no, because if it's anywhere... If it's anywhere, then it will increase. I need different lot. Okay, let me write some shit down here. Let me write some shit down. Okay, so I need some logic for do task anywhere. There's gonna be like searching logic, right? This doesn't include construction. Colonists inherently know where buildings are. Can inherent, like that makes sense, right? It doesn't make sense for them to, it's like really do task anywhere, searching logic. It's really just for environment items, I suppose. And when I get to farming, I don't know, are those going to be considered buildings? Is a planted crop considered a building or an environment item? It's somewhere, it's kind of in between. Building implies that it's placed by a colonist, which these will be, but environment item implies that it's grown, which it is also. Could go either way. My environment items are set up to be spawned by PCG. So I think, so the searching logic, let me just spec this out real quick so I can figure out what the hell I need to do for the task. It's like we kind of have it working. It's just like the completion aspect of it. Like when is it complete? When is it failed? Is what I need to figure out. So if I'm saying do task anywhere, searching logic, I don't know, should I even have it anywhere? Like that's... It makes sense for construction. Because you just want to be like, hey, dude, just go construct buildings, basically. For forging and environment item tasks, I do want the search radius based on colonist perception stat. You know, like a D&D type perception that can potentially level up. There is a max search radius. Well, yeah, that would be max search radius based on colonist perception stats. That doesn't grow indefinitely though. The logic would be query for valid points within radius. If none. They almost need like a memory. They almost need a memory of like what points they've seen, right? Hello, Ash Fan. Welcome in. Why does get forward vector have to come from a rotation? I am a noob. What are you expecting? What do you think get forward vector does, right? Forward implies that there is some orientation to it, right? That orientation is what the rotation provides. Forward from where, right? If I am facing a different direction, I have a different rotation, and forward would be different. Does that make sense? Tell me what you think it means, and maybe I can help a little bit more. If none found, it's almost, I could do a random forward from camera would be 100. No. So, are you confused on what a rotation is in Unreal Engine? So, forward from the camera would be whatever the camera's rotation is. It would be based off of whatever the camera's world rotation is, right? So a rotation is a pitch, yaw, and roll, which is a rotation along. It's like a 0 to 360, well, negative 180 to 180, but 360 degrees basically. It's a 360 degree rotation on each axis. So like, you know, like this, like that, and like that, right? And so depending on what direction your camera is facing, the vector that you get from it is going to represent the rotation basically. And you're literally just translating a rotation to a vector there. And so the vector output, if I'm not mistaken, is normalized, which means each component of the vector, the x, y, and z, is going to be between 0 and 1. And what that means is the negative 180 to 180, the 360 degree range, is now being squished into a 0 to 1 range and being returned as a vector. So that's what, if I'm not mistaken, that's what that function does. So it's 1, no, it's based off of whatever the rotation of the camera is. It's not, you're never going to get the same result from it. There is no single answer to the question, what direction is my camera facing? Because it depends on what direction your camera's facing. So it's never going to be 111 or 011. It's going to be some decimals, right? Depending, unless it's facing exactly, it's where the camera is pointing. Yes. Yeah. That's what I have been trying to say. Yes. Getting the forward vector of a rotation is whatever direction that rotation is facing. If none found, okay, so back to forging environment tasks. If none found, I need to get search from a new location. How sophisticated do I want this to be? Because I could just be like, get random location not within the previous radius. But like we could be rechecking a bunch, right? Which is kind of dumb. This could recheck a bunch of area the colonist has already checked. Kind of dumb. But like maintaining the memory of where they've looked is also like that's like way too much, right? I kind of almost like that's what makes me not want to let the player say, hey, go forage for things anywhere. Right? I was also thinking about doing like an X dist away from colony option, which I think is maybe what you would for the most part want to do. Adder, welcome in. Good morning. Epic Sample Project Lyra is a great resource for exactly that. Highly recommend checking it out. Yeah, check out some sample projects. It's good advice. Yeah, forage or like go find environment items is kind of a dumb request by the player. I mean, that's just asking for your colonists to get killed also. So I almost want to not allow this at all. It really only makes sense for the static. It really only makes sense for construction, right? Construction are like finite things, right? Non-environment, non-searching the environment things. And yeah, I think there should be maybe a task target for within distance from colony. But even that has its own, you know, defining the area of a colony has its own complexities. Is Ryder that much better than VS? Yeah. Yep. I wish I had switched sooner. Yeah, I kind of want to not allow anywhere. I guess the anywhere, but you could be like, hey, do it anywhere until you have X items, you know, like that could be a valid. Anywhere forever. I mean, honestly, even X times or X, like you could be like, hey, go forage for things this many times, but there's like literally nothing around. It really should be based off of sending the colonists to a specific area. Or at least marking things for harvest, right? Maybe you can mark things for harvest. For harvest or forage or mark for mining. I don't know, but even then it's like you could mark something for mining on the other side of the fucking world. The colonist's gonna run all the way over there and do that? I mean, with my system, like with my ECS system, they fucking could. But yeah, they're gonna get killed on the way. And you may not, I don't know. I think making sure it's very intentional as to what you want the colonists to do is important. And for things that are out in the world that are not like at the home colony, I always wanted like players to like kind of need to set up outposts, like little like, you know, temporary, like, oh, there's a bunch of ore here. Let's create an outpost for the colonists to mine it, right? That kind of thing. But for foraging, that's just kind of scattered around the world, so that's a little bit harder for that. and like defining an area before, like using that area builder thing. Yeah, I think this spline area builder. I'm just trying to, I'm putting myself through the process that the player is going to be going through here. Because like you could have a colony like right here, you know, just a few buildings, and then maybe you just want him to go, you know, maybe you select this forest as like a forageable area. I don't know, how would you want to specify that as a player? Like, would I want to actually have to go out there and build the area, either doing a box area, circle area, or a spline area? Or would you just want to say, like, forage within X distance from the colony? But it's like, what if there's, like, some caves and shit, you know? What if there's some caves and shit? Forge within X distance would be my preferred. Seems easiest to manage. Yeah. Every option kind of has a downside to it. But I could also have a location modifier that is an opt-in. What do you mean by that? Because I will have like forge within area, you know. Or you mean specifying radius from what location? My thoughts on it are either you're giving the colonist a command, a one-off command, and so the radius would be whatever, the radius from whatever you're standing in, or it would be radius from colony. But yeah, I have with it, like, that's what this radius drawn here is. He is doing the, he is checking within radius. But I'm thinking, this is just like one-off command stuff. I'm thinking about when I actually have a colony and I actually have like a job queue and stuff. Would a player want to specify go forge within a certain area? I mean, I'll have the option for both, but I'm just trying to think of like what would be the most useful thing to the player. Because like having to specify an area has the downside of I have to go manually place all the areas, and it could be a large, like especially for foraging, where it's kind of like it's a task that's kind of like few and far between, you know. It's not like tree chopping where I can just select a bunch of trees and be like, yeah, get these chopped. I wonder if I could have a... Here's an idea. What if I had an option for the area? When you're placing the area, it's kind of a way to mark things, right? Like, let's say this is a special tree. Wonder if I could have an option for an area that says like delete when empty or something, you know what I mean? Maybe that could help mark things in the world. So it's like maybe my colony is really far away, but I'm like, say, hey, maybe I want a certain colonist to come out here and grab this one, you know? And then I have it set to like delete when empty or something. I guess my only edge case is if you have a tree planting system and you want to space out timing between colonists cutting down trees that are still maturing or arrowing out, not foraging what you wanted them to because they found a bunch of immature. Well, foraging is different from tree chopping. Foraging would just be like for grabbing like a gathering type thing. So like grabbing these, that's foraging. And there will be like some, you know, time involved with this, right? This is all foraging, right? But also the delete when empty would require you to specify what type of area it is. Like, is this a tree chopping area? Is this a hunting area? Hunting even has its own, because, you know, the animals fucking move, so. The animals move. Oh no, I mean, if there's nothing to do, they're not going to go to the area. They're not just going to go to the area and do nothing. But I just mean like the area deletes itself from the colony, meaning it's not there anymore. Meaning like whenever you're selecting areas and stuff like that and managing that, it's never going to show back up in the list. They already won't like... They already won't go to the area if there's nothing there. I was just thinking of the scenario where, like, you know, I go to like some other zone and maybe there's like some really nice tree there that I want cut down, or some really nice ore, and I want to be like, hey, you know, like picture this rock being some ore that I want mined. Like maybe I could be like, okay, put this mining area here, mine that, you know, and set it to delete. And that way, if anything well, I guess mining is a bad example. For foraging, like, that way they only go out there once and grab it, and they never go out there again, even if things like regrow or something. But yeah, they're never just going to go out and do nothing. Like, they only go there if there's something to do. And if I had like an X distance within colony, I would need to define, you know, how big the colony is. I guess I could just have a whatever the minimum bounding box is of the colony. Although I would like to have some sort of like spline built that defines or you know, some sort of blob volume that defines the colony. Voxel algorithm it is, then, maybe. And maybe I can have an option, like... Colonists will already need, like, they'll need settings for, like, what they should do when attacked, right? So if they go out into the world to forage or chop trees, and they get aggro from something, I'll need to set: do I want them to fight? Do I want them to always run? Do I want them to ignore? And it's like, that's going to be different from when the colony is getting attacked too, right? And I guess that colony area can be, you know, when an enemy walks into the colony area, whatever I've defined that by, then I can have the colonists respond accordingly then. Yeah, this is going to require a pretty high level of sophistication. Oh boy. Oh, he's eating. Oh, that's funny. I had him collect mushrooms, and he got hungry, and now he's eating the mushrooms in his pockets. You're so cute, buddy. Good job. Oh, I guess there's a mountain here. Oh, yeah, these... It's a lot different. We want grappling hooks, do you? Do you? Over everything else in the game? I don't know. I'll say that, what was it? Fuck, what was the game? Enshrouded. Like, the grappling hook in that game might as well just not exist. Like, there's no skill in using it, right? It just, like, and the button shows up on screen for where it's, so it's not even like the Legend of Zelda hook shot, where it's like, you have to see the puzzle solution, aim the hook shot, you know? You don't even aim it or anything. Like, there's no gameplay involved in the enshrouded hook shot or grappling hook or whatever. I don't know, what game has a fun grappling hook experience to you? The only game I can think of is Legend of Zelda. And it's not like there's no... It's really just another tool to solve a puzzle with, right? Because there's really no... Like, there's no skill in using it, right? I guess, I mean, if you're in combat and you need to aim quickly, I guess there's some skill in using it. But it's really just aim and shoot. So the skill in using it is just realizing what you can use it on. Yawn? You can leave, bro. You don't need to be here. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. I'll say the fun grappling hook was kind of in Wind Waker. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker had a fun-ish grappling hook. But again, there were certain points in the world that you could use it on. And you actually, like, swung your character in a certain direction, right? Yeah, I just don't see that as being... Like, I don't deny that they can be fun, but, like, the game really has to be built around that, you know what I mean? The game really has to be built around that grappling hook for it to make sense and be fun. Apex/Titanfall have a fun grappling hook. But I don't know if that fit this game as well as... Yeah, I mean, that's like the super... Titanfall does have really good... Like, movement is... That's an example of, like, the game being built around that, right? Like, the movement in those games is the pinnacle of the game. Like, that's, like, the majority of it, right? That's what they're known for. Agree that would be a more fun incarnation of Titanfall, and also agree that it probably just wouldn't fit this game. Like, what would I be grappling hooking on here? That would be probably a dungeon only type thing. So it would have to be, because I do kind of want some Legend of Zelda type dungeons hidden around, or temples or something like that. So that would be sick, but yeah, it's just not important right now. What is important is trying to get these fucking colonist tasks done, but I guess I really need to think about it. I should probably enumerate everything that all the task combinations that I want. Yeah, I don't think yeah, let's go ahead and mark off as invalid the invalid task durations. I'm gonna copy that, but for his valid task target. Invalid task targets. Colonist task target. So for forage, you cannot do anywhere. Sorry. And honestly, probably tree chopping. Probably also not tree chopping. I only have 3 right now. Yeah, I only have 3 right now. Yeah, and maybe I should just build out a map of all the available options rather than just only marking the invalid ones. We'll see which one makes more sense when we get further in here. Yeah, I guess these are the only 3 things you can do in the world right now. You can build things, you can chop trees, and you can forage for things. So yeah, foraging anywhere, not a good move. Also, how would I let the... There could also be like, what if I just want them to forage if they see something, right? Oh, I just gotta... Ooh. I do want kind of a knowledge or information system for the colonists. It's probably, what I have pictured in my head is probably going to be way too much. It's probably going to take up too much memory. I guess I could serialize it to disk. How big would you be okay with a save file being? How big would you be okay with that being? Let's say it was like several gigs large. Would that be okay with you? WoW has grappling hooks now? Jesus Christ, what happened? What fucking happened? Zip the save file? I mean, still. It's gonna need to be unzipped while you're playing. Even zipped, what if it's several gigs? Zipping is not gonna save much. I currently have several megabytes of text file saves. Yeah, but I'm thinking like, if every colonist keeps track of in their memory, which is like a serialized to disk binary format thing, of everything that they see and come across in the world, that's gonna be several fucking gigs of data. Would you as a player be okay with your save file being several gigs? You know? If you're paying for a server for you and your friends to play on, would you be okay with paying for a little bit of storage, right? Yeah, Piotr, I'm accounting for all of that in my estimation. Several gigs with all of that. There's no way to get around these several gigs of data. Collector's edition comes with an SSD. Yeah, an M.2. That'd be funny. I mean, it would allow me to do some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, I don't like, what's like the biggest save file? You know what I mean? Like, for like a PC game. So I feel like save files are usually in the megabyte range. Like, I think if a save file was in the hundreds of megabytes, that would be larger on average, I feel. But I've never actually looked, so. Can I just search like average save game, let's see, average game save file size. Game dev, how large are your game save files? What are you cooking here? Factor? Well, yeah, when you have procedural terrain and you have a memory system for every single colonist, 100 megabytes does seem excessive. Yeah, that's... Big open world game, maybe 100 megabytes is normal and fine. Yeah. Make a hash mapping system. You mean the thing that every single programming language has built into it? Some games use databases for save files. It doesn't really matter for what I'm talking about right now. Witcher 3 got up to close to 80 close to the end of the game. For reference, let me grab a little reference. Well, here, let me do this. So let's stop here. Stop that. Let me nuke my cache. And this is just the cached information, right? So this is me serializing the generated PCG points. So I'm nuking my cache here. Yes, Piotr, I understand I understand the mechanisms by which you can use to save things and the concepts you should follow. I understand that. What I'm saying is, how far can I push the limits of what can be saved? Wow, and I'm missing a terrain chunk. Okay, let's redo that. Yeah, so already starting up a little bit slower. And it's like if I take up all the disk space on a user's system, on a player's system. Okay, what's in my cache right now, just for this small section of the world? Okay. Oh god. Okay. Oh well, that wasn't fair. That wasn't fair. Let me see. What is this one? Okay, that's a lot better. So here's all this. Here's all the cached file, like grass and shit, and more is getting cached right now. So this is me caching all the PCG points so that I don't have to run PCG again. And maybe I won't end up doing this. Maybe I'll just regenerate them. But what I'll need to do at the very least is to cache the deltas at the very least. But we'll see what the trade-off is. But that's just an example of like just saving points. Already 32 megabytes. Now I'm thinking like, and that's just like the points, right? Now what if every colonist in the world had a memory of what points they've seen and where they were at? That's what I'm thinking. Something like that. What events have happened, like they have a memory. So like, that way, when you set them to forage, they know which ones they can go find and stuff like that. How do you propose we efficiently serialize large volumes of repeated strings without redundancy, while still being able to debug with original names later? I'm not sure like what your use case is here. Pretty... I mean, I think you would just serialize pointers to strings, right? Like you wouldn't want to serialize each string. You basically need an array of strings, and then you need another array of indices that act as pointers to which string, right? And that array is a set, right? Or something. A set in that there are no duplicates. That would be how you would want to do that. But serializing and being able to debug with original names later are two different things. Like when you serialize and deserialize, like you should be loading it back into where it was. So the being able to debug later part should happen automatically if you've done it right. So yeah, my point being that I already have like, what did I say it was? Just in this small section of the world, I already have 50 megabytes of points, of environment points. And a lot of it's grass. A lot of it's grass. So if I take the grass out, maybe it's not so bad. 20 megabytes. Yeah, so we can cut that in half at the very least. But it's like that per... And again, it would be like pointers, so it would be less. But like, yeah, you can imagine it would be a lot. It would be a lot. Would you prefer to store something like inventory items, sort of power 10,000 times at 24 bytes each, or use a 4-byte hash, a central lookup table? Okay, so for me, like, my inventory items would just be a pointer to a class. So all I would be saving is, like, the class and whatever properties are not on the default object, which is something that's already built into Unreal Engine for the most part. So I think you're maybe, I don't know what engine you're using, but you're thinking very like from scratch. Am I using motion matching? No, this is ALS. Okay. Piotr, I appreciate your Google searches for me. Just a thought, though. Not something I'm actually going to pursue at the moment. Yeah, I was thinking, like, if you just wanted someone to forage if they see it, right? Yeah, because I want the priority system as well as... I want the priority system as well as... like the individual jobs and tasks and queues and stuff. So if someone is set to foraging, it would be nice for them to remember where things were as he's running around in the colony and stuff. But I guess this is just kind of a thing that's for like foraging or mining, really. Things that you have to go out in the environment and do. Hunting maybe even as well. It's like, how would hunting fucking work? Especially with moving targets. At least the other things are stationary. Hunting, you have literally moving targets. I guess that could also be a within radius from colony type thing. Yeah, I guess just I'm thinking that the anywhere task target doesn't make sense anymore. Okay, so let me think here. Let me get rid of this then, because anywhere, if that's not going to be a thing, we're not going to do that. We won't have a max radius either. I'm more so talking about like the where to hunt at, like how far from the colony is allowed, because I don't want them to get killed and stuff like that. That's the thing I'm worried about. So anywhere is not going to be the case anymore. Can I see how you generated caves? Like you want me to rerun it? Yeah, just 3D noise, basically. 3D noise, and then I stitch it together with the height map. Yeah. You definitely define like a hunting area. Defining the areas though is going to be like a massive pain. So I think, yeah, just an auto-defined area that's like the colony area, you know, the area that the colony is in, that like gradually gets larger as you build things, as your colony grows, you know. Game looking sick, thank you. Yeah, I find this particular formation very pretty. It's got a nice, like, it's got a nice foreground and background. The composition here is beautiful, if I do say so myself. Excuse me. It's gonna be kind of difficult if the player builds like a house like right here, they build like a house right there, and then they build another one like over here, same colony, you know, how do we, maybe the colony areas are just separated. I think that could be fine. I do want to incentivize the players to build multiple colonies though, that are distinct. Are they not doing anything? Okay, there they go. Jesus, they were just standing there for a hot minute. Yeah, and I gotta get going soon. I have a lot of meetings today. Pray for me. I wanted to at least, anywhere is not an option. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to get the task status. Hunters often have locations they have small camps to forage from. Yes, yes they do. Task finished, you have task failed. Yeah, I'm kind of over this fill interact info function. What meeting? Like for work meetings. I'm going to set this in the process colonist task. I should have the interact with payload, right? Yeah. Task to handle, gather query types, forage, if target, set the interactable. And then if all that happens, return E state tree status running. Now it's like if there's more to do here. Okay, you're asking if you should continue to do C++ or blueprints? I mean, you can, it depends on what you want. If you want to use C++, go for it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. There have been plenty of games made without C++. There's never a before it's too late. I can't answer that for you. Like your game is different than my game. Your experience is different from my experience. Like I can't answer these kinds of questions for you. Like just try it out, see how it goes, see if you like it. You know, if you're doing something that requires something very performance intense, that's very performance intensive, then you will likely need to use C++. But if you're not doing that and you're making a game that is, I'll say, maybe standard. I don't know what the right term is. If you're making like a somewhat standard game within Unreal Engine, you can stick within blueprints and be totally fine. I'm a software engineer. If I will start with C++, should I learn hybrid or only CPP? I'm not sure what you mean by learn hybrid. Just try it out. Just try it out, see how it goes. Decide for yourself. Yeah, okay, so if we get here and if we get past this, right? Okay, if ISMC, yeah, you will likely want to have both. You will likely want to have both. So then this becomes the else, right? If ISMC and it's valid, otherwise we're gonna fail, which is not necessarily what I want, right? If it's invalid, we should maybe try again. Well, no, because if we've gotten here, we will have tried again, right? Task finished. If within radius and there's nothing here, task finished. If it's within area. And there's an else. This is a task finished. But then it will get set to finished by the handler. Just delete this. By the interaction object task. And then what do I want to do here? I return failed here? I guess I need to return based on whatever the status is, right? Well, if I get here, maybe I should return here then. Yeah, return succeeded here. Yeah, just do that. That's more clear. That's more clear. Yeah, then let's make like a little comment here. Task, target, type, target, marked as finished from interact with object. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, let's see, is anyone who's streaming right now? Oh, Prismatica is. Oh, sick. We can try out a YouTube raid. We can try out a YouTube raid. Redirect. There it is, dude. Okay. Shit. Okay, how do I do this? I've never done it before. Okay, we're gonna redirect to Prismatica on YouTube, and then I'll rate him on Twitch as well. Fuck yeah, dude. Save. Okay, so when I end the stream, we're going over to Prismatica. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. Short little stream. I'm a little busy. I'm a little busy today, so. Yeah, well, what's he up to today? More water stuff. He's been in water hell for a while.
Yeah, it's giving us absolute height, which means... Ooh, we are
okay, yeah, we're gonna raid over to Prismatica. So thanks everyone for hanging out. It's a good little stream. Good little stream. And yeah, we're gonna, everyone on YouTube, you're gonna get redirected to, actually, I wanna see what happens. I'm gonna pull YouTube up on my phone and see what happens. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what happens here. So yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. We're gonna raid now. So yeah, say hello to Prismatica for me. Thanks everyone again. I hope to see you all soon. Bye bye.